Namaste. Today I wanted to talk to you about something really interesting. The topic is karma. So karma, we all know a little bit about karma and what it does. And I wanted to share with you my understanding, my knowledge of what it is. So karma, we know it's an action. It's what that stands for, that's what it means. But more to this, karma is a principle, and the principle is you get what you give, and this is technically dictates our life. So I think we are in charge of our karma, but yet we need to deeply understand what it is and how this principle works in order to do it correctly. So I'm going to share with you what I digged, and hopefully it will be interesting for you. So again, today I'm quoting the Bible as much as I can. This one I have has such a tiny little script that it's really hard to read for me, but I will do my best. So what I'm about to quote is from the book of Exodus and chapter 21, and this is about how we should be reacting to karma, sort of how we should be taking care of ourselves if we were mistreated. So the verb 23 to 26. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, food for food, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. And if a man smite the eye of his servant or eye of his maid, that is perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. So this is how the recommendation was to do the justice, an eye for an eye. My understanding and my view on it, if we're gonna follow this, obviously we will be blind and toothless in a week. And this is what's written there, and this is what recommended. I can tell you more. It's something that we need to think twice before we act on, right? Now moving to book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verb 38 to 39. So I guess the man is just remind what was suggested in the Old Testament. Ye have heard that it hath been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you, that ye resist not evil, but whosoever shall smite thee on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And then verb 43, ye have heard that it hath been said, thee shall love the neighbor and hate the enemy. But I say unto you, love your enemy, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you, that you may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. So that means either they're bad or good, wish them well, right? It's quite interesting. And I was thinking about that, because what was suggested prior we should not follow, obviously. But as I said before, regardless of what people do to us, we need to wish them well. We need to hope that they will understand their own action, and they will stop, and they will improve. And this is exactly what the Bible suggests. It's quite interesting, because karma always will make sure that the justice is done. And I think that we today need to understand how it works. So I'm gonna quote a little bit of Helen Blavatsky that I was reading, and it's quite interesting, for example, one quote: to understand karma will give understanding of karma will give you knowledge that all our troubles and goodness and triumph of sin that we all see now will create more atheists among people. But this is only because we are always closing our eyes on a great truth, on a great knowledge, and to fact that human being is his own savior or his own destroyer. So how it's applied to the karma law? So technically, what I believe, that our destiny is already been written, and I read about that too. So we will be able to get from point A to point B regardless, but on this planet, as human being, I have ability to choose the way that I will be. So I will get to the B point, but will I be a good person, or I will be a horrible, terrible person? It's up to me. So having that in mind, I think we can sort of understand that we are not just here dropped on a planet alone and we have no idea what we're doing. No, we have the higher beings that sort of dictate where we end up. And it's the constellation. Say you were born under a Taurus, for example. So this is the constellation that will sort of help you and guide you, and will make sure that this is where you need to be. This is your path, and you will get to the end road when you're done here with your lessons, when you're done here with your karmas. But we choose the way, how we get there. And this is what our personality, this is what our karma is. It can be difficult for us, but it can be easy. We choose that. So how I can explain that more? So we, right now, having a life as it is due to our previous life karmas, and our constellation is in charge. Like the karma, Nemezida is the karma goddess, right? So the karma, it's sort of like a karma team sort of keeps a record of what you are doing throughout your life, how you treating people, how you treating yourself, what you're doing with your life. They keep records, and your next life will be sort of planned accordingly with your action in this life. So you will face your own action technically in your new life. So by improving your actions in this life, you can improve your future lives. And it's like life to life sort of, but even this life, if you sort of have the understanding of how karma law works, then you can sort of improve your life here right now. Because knowing that karma is a principle which sort of you do action and then reaction follows. So you need to understand that every step you take, every move you sort of make, then the similar event will happen to you. So if you're good to someone or good to yourself, then you can predict your future, knowing the law of karma, that there will be something else good coming. If you're not good to yourself or others, then you know that this is what you get. And if you feel that someone's treating you unfairly, or you don't know where it's coming from, and you're not doing much, and suddenly you got a horrible event, you need to understand that this was karma from your previous life. And what you do, as soon as you understand that, okay, this is something that I probably done in my previous life, and now here it is, I can resolve it right here, and I can have less karma. So analyze your action, and just maybe if someone was bad to you in one way or another, do not react, do not get back to them, but instead, as Bible suggests, pray for your enemies, right? Wish them well. And just remember that if this is my karma, I wanted to stop with this person, I don't want it to go on all the time. Here, I forgive you, I wish you all the best, off you go. So this is probably will help you more to reduce your bad karma, and in this way you creating a good karma for the future events, for a future life. If one think that going to the church on Sunday and confess will reduce karma, no, a karma is a principle. No one can eliminate that. You can't buy that. You can't even if you're truly sorry for what you've done, and you came to church of your choice, and you said, oh, I've done this, I'm really, really, really sorry. And then they bless you, and it's like, off you go, and you're good now. No, it's not. It's not going to happen. It's the sort of universal karma law. No one, you have to feel and go through what you created. It's the only way to get rid of karma. And even then, your reaction counts, because you need to be able to recognize it and stop it by your action. So you change your action differently, so not only you are not reacting, but you are sending out this understanding and sending out help. Like, I know you're suffering, that's probably why you're this way. I wish you well, I wish you recover, I wish you be a better person, and I wish we can be friends if it's possible. This is what probably should be going in your head if you want to reduce the karma. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep happening to you, and you're gonna keep having that the conflict with people, and like I can read another quote. So people need to act in a unity and a harmony in order to improve or reduce their karma. We are now disconnected and in a constant fight and constant survival. So when we realize this, when we analyze what's happening with us, then maybe we can improve. Because karma not only can be individual karma, but karma can be also a community karma or a country karma. And we as individuals, when we are having dinner at home with our family and we are talking about the news that we heard, we are talking about the war in Iraq or God knows where, I don't know. I'm just using examples. If we are talking about them as awful people, or talking about us as we have to fight because this is what we do, this is how we defend ourselves, or whatever you are talking, just make sure that it's positive, because you are right there in the dining room. You are creating country karma, because it's a group karma that if the mass media wants us to believe in certain things in a certain way, then we are all sort of shifting there. And if it's negative, if we need to look at our neighbor country in a negative way, then this is what we are creating and radiating, and it's not good. I can give an example, like, and you probably can see them too with countries. We know how some countries were great in the past, and now there are not, as some countries were sort of dominating and taking over the land of their neighbors, and now they're not. And it's only because the karma changed and they got what they were doing to others. So it can be planetary karma, it can be constellation karma, it can be universal karmas, because whatever law is here, the same law applies into the whole entire cosmos. So you have to keep this in mind. But you take a part, you are part of this huge cosmos, and what you radiate to people, because it's contagious, I would suggest that radiate goodness. I even sort of made a list, if you wish, what to do and what not to do. And I put a few points that we need to stop create new karma by resolving old karmas. Do not be jealous, do not steal, do not lie, do not harm, do not envy, do not hate. So this is the simple principle that if you practice, then you will not have to worry about what I'm sending out, what I'm creating around myself and in my neighborhood and in my country, and what to do. Forgive, understand, wish well, help, give and share, create, think constructively, positively, love each other, forgive each other. So if we can change our sort of internal vibration to the more positive instead of fear and hate, then we will do better. I am sure of it. We will do better. And I know it's not easy to change, and I know it's not easy to understand karma law, but if you try, then you will see a little improvement, and step by step you will start seeing a difference. And when you understand the fact that we all have that spirit in us that very similar, because we were made sort of equally, and we are equal to our Creator, but it's our personality. We're so various because of our choices. But if you see that spirit in everyone, that same, either the person is a thief or is the person is a saint, it doesn't matter. We are all same in our Creator's eyes. It will be easier for you to understand that this person, someone's son or someone's daughter, this person is probably was raised in some situation that had no choice but still to survive. Not that it's a good thing, but it's not your thing, it's not your karma, it's their karma. You have to stop that relationship, karma relationship with that person, regardless of what they did to you. If you understand that this is how karma works, then you will be more sort of willing to be more understandable and more forgiving and more open to be helpful, and the vibration will change. Instead of hating someone, you will feel sorry and will wish them faster recovery. This is technically the principle, and what I was saying in the Bible, like I can quote you again, the Matthew chapter 5 and 45, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good. So that means the sun will shine equally for good people and for bad people. So we have to understand that those people that we think are not as good as we want them to be, they're our teachers and they're karma tools that helps us to make a right choice and reduce the karma, eliminate karma, and move on in our own progress. So this is what I wanted to share with you today, and I hope that you will have question, or I hope you will sort of let me know if you agree with me or not, and start a discussion. I would really appreciate that. If you like this video, subscribe, share it with your friends. I would appreciate that. If you're not agree with me, it's fine. Let me know so we can have a discussion. And until the next time, I wish you all the best. Namaste.